Hey, if you want to pray, if you want to learn to pray, if you want to pray more effectively, or already love to pray but just need some direction, this book will change your prayer life forever. It is called Building Your Personal House of Prayer, written by Larry Kreider. Imagine eagerly awaiting your prayer time. Imagine praying with confidence every time and having your heart full of faith as you commune with God. This book is a gold mine of tools you need to have the prayer life you know you want. Building Your Personal House of Prayer. It's going to do a lot of things for you. It's going to give you practical steps so you can immediately improve your prayer life. It's going to help you connect with God every day. It's going to turn your times with the Lord into occasions of great joy. It even includes a helpful daily prayer guide. It's also great for small groups. It has practical applications throughout, gives your small group plenty to talk about. Today is the day you can begin to touch God like you never thought possible. Building Your Personal House of Prayer. You know what? Let's let Larry talk a little bit more about this.
I have a confession to make. I've been a Christian for many, many years, and prayer has always been hard for me. I pray, I love Jesus, I pray every day, and yet I found prayer has not really been a joy. Daily prayer with God has been very hard. 6 years ago, something happened in the country of Uzbekistan that totally changed my prayer life, and I want to share with you in a few moments my story. I find when I talk to Christians from all over the world, I find that probably the thing they struggle with the most is to have a very effective, joyous prayer time with the Lord every day. And I've been so blessed. We started a church 27 years ago in Pennsylvania, 25 people, and God blessed us. We became a church of more than 2,000 people, and we've seen the blessing of God again and again. And today, I have the privilege of working with a group of wonderful people, overseeing an international family of churches, Dove Christian Fellowship International, worldwide. So week after week, I get to different countries of the world, different parts of our nation, and I meet people who are seeing God do some phenomenal things. But here's what I've seen. Wherever God's moving in a sovereign way, His people have learned to pray. And I've always believed in prayer, at least I thought I did. I believed in it up here. But to really have a kind of prayer life that I knew God wanted me to have, that simply wasn't happening in my life. I've been to Manaus, Brazil, where they're seeing a great move of God. And remember, I talked to the pastor before I spoke at his leadership conference with people from churches all over the city. He said, "Oh, Larry, a few weeks ago, we just baptized 10,000 new believers." Seeing God move sovereignly, but I noticed that these are people of prayer. I've been to China, where 25,000 people come to Christ every day, and met with leaders of the underground church again. They're such humble people of prayer. Well, here's what happened. 6 years ago, I went to Uzbekistan. And while I was there, I was training leaders of the underground church about Christian leadership principles. And then I said, "Do you have any questions?" There were three of us, myself, another friend from Pennsylvania where I live, and a friend from England who were teaching. This little lady raised her hand and she said, "Would you please tell me about your personal prayer life? How much time do you spend in prayer every day?" I was so embarrassed because I prayed every day. I love the Lord. But I knew prayer was such hard work for me. And I left that country and came home and said, "Lord, whatever it takes, I want to learn how to be a man of prayer." And I want to tell you in just a few moments what I've learned during the last 6 years about prayer and how prayer has changed my life. And prayer was hard work 6 years ago, and today prayer has become a great joy to me. And it's very simple. I want to tell you what I've learned. I went to the Bible and I said, okay, how did Jesus pray? And I realized his disciples had the same struggle I had. Because in Luke 11, they came to Jesus and said, "Lord, teach us to pray," as John taught his disciples. And then Jesus said, "Well, when you pray, say," and then he gave the Lord's Prayer, "Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be your name." And I thought, what in the world does that have to do with prayer? And then I noticed in Matthew chapter 6, same thing. I realized that Jesus' disciples asked him to pray, how to pray, and he said, "Well, here's how then you should pray." He gave the Lord's Prayer. I thought there must be something hidden in the Lord's Prayer that would teach me how to pray and have an effective prayer life. And I found, as I've shared my heart and my openness and said, look, I have a confession to make. Prayer's been hard for me, but God in the last 6 years has revolutionized my life. And I'm still on a journey. It's not perfect, but prayer for me has been beautiful. As I took time alone with God this morning.
Building Your Personal House of Prayer by Larry Kreider. You heard him. The book is a book you need to read. The book is full of the anointing, the compassion, and the revelation that you hear when he talks. This book is available online at the website you see on the screen. It's also available at the toll-free number. It's available at your favorite online book source and at bookstores everywhere. Building Your Personal House of Prayer by Larry Kreider. Get it today. Do it right now so you don't forget.